Hello everyone, this is Mrs. Dipti Kulkarni, lecturer, Department of Physics, KLS Kokte PU College, Belgavi. In this video, I am going to discuss the fourth chapter, Moving Charges and Magnetism, and this is my first lecture from the same chapter. In olden days, electricity and magnetism were treated as separate subjects. In 1820, Oersted realized that electricity and magnetism were intimately related. Okay. So, Oersted discovered that a current flowing through a conductor deflects magnetic compass needle kept near the conductor. Oersted concluded that the compass deflection was due to the magnetic field produced around the current carrying conductor. Ampere supported this observation by saying that electric charges in motion produce magnetic fields. Michael Faraday showed that moving magnets or changing magnetic field generate electricity. Maxwell unified the laws of electricity and magnetism and developed a new subject called electromagnetism. The magnetism due to the electric current in a conductor is electromagnetism, right? So, electromagnetism is nothing but what? Electric, and it is a combination of electric and magnetic field. Okay. Suppose if the charges are moving in the conductor, the current is produced, right? If current is passing through the conductor, the surrounded area or the region act as what? Act as a magnetic field. Now, what is magnetic field? How we studied the electric field in the previous chapter. So, what is magnetic field? The region which is affected by the magnet, or magnetic field is a region in which magnetic effects can be observed. Where we observe the magnetic effect, no, that region or the space is called a magnetic field. Okay. Then what are the sources for this magnetic field? Moving charged particles are the sources of magnetic field. If charges are in motion, current is produced. If current is flowing through the conductor, the surrounded area act as a magnetic field. So, all these are interrelated with each other. Okay. So, here Oersted experiment leading to the discovery of magnetic effect of current. So, this figure first, this figure 1, this shows magnetic compass needle, okay, and this dot and cross. So, these two are very important symbols here, where whether the current is outside or inside with respect to the plane of the paper. So, this figure shows the orientation of magnetic compass needle when the current emerges out of the plane of the paper, and the third, this figure shows that orientation of magnetic compass needle when the current moves into the plane of the paper. Okay. So, this is about how the current is, whether oriented means whether it is outside or inside, cross and dot symbol, these we have to remember. Now, suppose if we consider the conductor, then if we pass the current through the conductor, the surrounded, this encircled area act as what? Magnetic field. Okay. The next one, magnetic force. It is a force experienced by the moving charged particles or current carrying wire in a magnetic field. How we studied the electric field and the force formula. Similarly here, magnetic force. It is a force experienced by the moving charged particles or current carrying a wire in a magnetic field. So, magnetic force Fm is equal to P Q V sin theta. So, B is a magnetic field, Q is a magnetic charge, V is a velocity of the charged particle, theta is the angle between the directions of P and Q. B and V. Okay. So, theta is the angle between B and V. Okay. Now, special cases means, suppose if we substitute the values of this 90 degree and 0 degree means angle value in this formula, then suppose if we substitute 90 degree, sine 90 is how much? Sine 90 is 1. So what is the expression here? F is equal to BQB into 1, means Fm is equal to BQB. Force is maximum, right? Suppose if we substitute 0 degree in this expression, then Fm is equal to what? Fm is equal to 0. Then force is minimum, force is 0, right? So these two are the special cases which we have to remember. Next one, expression for force acting on a charged particle moving in a uniform magnetic field in vector form. Same expression we are writing in the vector form. Suppose if we are expressing in the vector form, then no need to write this sin theta. Instead of sin theta, we have to mention cross symbol. So this cross means sin theta. Vector F is equal to vector V cross vector B. These two are not there. So vector F is equal to Q into V cross B. Vector V cross vector B. So this is a expression in the vector form. Okay. Next one, expression for radius and angular frequency of a circular motion of a charge in a uniform magnetic field. Just now we discussed this cross symbol. Suppose if we assume this is a uniform magnetic field, so we have to show this cross symbol here. So cross means what? We discussed already here. What is a cross? Cross means, cross indicates what? It is inside. So this is cross. Okay. Suppose if we consider this is a uniform magnetic field denoted by V. Okay. If we keep one charge plus Q in the presence of uniform magnetic field, then what we observe? We experience some force. Okay. The charge will start moving in a circular path in this way. Why? Because of what? Because of magnetic field. Due to this magnetic field, if we keep one charge here in presence of a uniform magnetic field, the charge start moving in the circular path. Okay. Now, if it is moving in the circular path, definitely there is a force. Which type of force it is? Circular means centripetal force. Okay. When a charged particle moves perpendicular to the uniform magnetic field, okay, it moves in a circular path due to the magnetic force. Okay. Then we are comparing here or equating both the forces. Centripetal force. Why centripetal force? Because it is in a circular path. The charge is moving in a circular path. And magnetic force. Why magnetic force? Because we assumed here uniform magnetic field. That is the reason magnetic force. If we equate both the forces, then what is the formula for centripetal force? mv square upon r. And magnetic force BQB. Okay. Then V get cancels. What is the answer? After simplification, r is equal to mv divided by qb, where r is the radius of a circular path, m is the mass, okay, of a charged particle, v is the speed of a charged particle, b is the magnetic field, q is the charge, magnitude of the charge. Okay. This is about what? About the radius. Now, expression for angular frequency or angular velocity, both are same. Both meanings are same. Angular frequency or angular velocity, both are denoted by this omega symbol. Now, V is equal to omega into R. V is equal to omega into R. We know what is R. This radius value we know. Just now we understood what is R. Substitute the R value in this expression. Then mv divided by qb. So, omega is equal to bq divided by m, where R is equal to what? mv divided by qb. Okay. I hope you understood this simple expression. Only substitute the value of R and simplify for the omega. Okay. So, these expressions will help you for your problems, to solve the problems. Okay. Where V is a linear velocity, okay, and omega, this omega is the angular frequency. Omega is angular frequency or angular velocity. R is the radius, q is the magnitude of charge, m is the mass of the charge. Okay. Next, how to calculate time period from the same using same radius value. So here time period, time taken by the charged particle in the magnetic field, we have speed of the charged particle. What is the speed formula? Distance travelled by the charged particle divided by time period, right? So if we substitute the values according to this formula, then V is equal to 2 pi r by t. T means time period. Why 2 pi r? Because the charge is moving in a circular path. That is the reason 2 pi r. This is 2 pi into radius r. Okay, 2 pi r. That is the total distance travelled by the particle or the charge. Then what is t? Interchange these two values. T is equal to 2 pi r by v. What is r? Substitute the value of r, 2 pi by v as it is, t as it is, instead of r, mv upon qv. So this is nothing but what? This is r value, radius value. Okay. Then final expression, t is equal to, after simplification, t is equal to 2 pi m upon qb. So this is the expression for the time period. Similarly, frequency of a charged particle moving in the magnetic field. We have frequency is equal to what? 1 by time period. Okay. F is equal to 1 by t. Just now we derived for t. Substitute the value of t here, qb divided by 2 pi m, because ratio we are considering for frequency, F is equal to qb by 2 pi m. Okay. This is the expression for what? Expression for the frequency. The next one is Lorentz force. Okay. It is a force experienced by the charged particle moving in a region where both magnetic and electric fields are present. Lorentz force is equal to electric force plus magnetic force. So what is electric force? Total force, Lorentz force, total force F is equal to electric force QE plus magnetic force. Magnetic force we discussed. We know this electric force from the previous chapter, F is equal to Q into E. Substitute the value of electric force and magnetic force. Okay, addition of these two is nothing but Lorentz force, where Q is the charge, E is electric field, V is the magnetic field, V is the velocity, and theta is the angle between B and V. Okay. Then what is common here in this expression? Q is common. So when we express this in the vector form, vector F is equal to Q, if we take outside, if we consider Q outside, then what is inside the bracket? E plus B cross V, no sin theta, because cross symbol we are using while writing the vector form. Okay. So V cross B or B cross V, both meanings are same. So this is a expression for the Lorentz force in the vector form. This is very important formula which will help you to solve the problems. Okay. Next one, velocity selector. It is an arrangement of crossed uniform electric and magnetic fields used to select the charged particles of particular velocity out of a beam of charged particles having different velocities. So you have to read and mug up this definition of a velocity selector. Where we use this velocity selector is used to measure specific charge and also principle of mass spectroscope. So there we use this velocity selector. Next one, cross fields. Two uniform magnetic and electric fields which are mutually perpendicular, okay, then that is called a cross field. If electric and magnetic field, if both are perpendicular with each other, then that phenomena or that is called cross fields. Okay. So I hope you understood whatever I explained in this video. So if you need further questions and answers from the 4th chapter, please go through the link given below. Thank you.